I found out my husband was cheating on me on a random Tuesday night while I was folding laundry in our bedroom. It wasn't dramatic. No shouting, no intuition screaming in my head. Just a phone lighting up beside me. The screen buzzed once, then stopped. I glanced at it without thinking, and that's when I saw the message. "I miss you already. Tonight was perfect." My first reaction wasn't anger. It was confusion. I stood there, holding one of his shirts, rereading the message over and over, waiting for my brain to make sense of it, to twist it into something harmless, a joke, a coworker, a wrong number. But I knew. Deep down, I knew exactly what it meant. We had been married for 9 years. His name was Mark. We met young, built our life together from nothing, shared an apartment so small we could hear each other breathe at night, shared dreams about the future, about growing old together. To the outside world, we were solid, stable, the kind of couple people trusted. What they didn't see was how lonely I had been becoming, slowly, quietly, right next to the man I loved. Mark was charming. He always had been. People gravitated toward him effortlessly. He made strangers feel important. He knew how to listen just enough to make someone feel seen. I used to think that charm belonged to me. I didn't realize he was sharing it. The signs had been there long before that night. The late work hours that didn't make sense. The way he smiled at his phone but looked distant when I talked. The excuses that sounded reasonable because I wanted them to be. I told myself all marriages change, that passion fades, that comfort replaces intensity. I told myself loyalty was still there. I was wrong. After seeing that first message, I didn't confront him. I didn't even mention it. Something inside me needed certainty before I shattered my entire life. So I watched. I noticed how protective he became of his phone, how he stepped outside to take calls, how his affection came in waves, overwhelming one week, absent the next. And slowly, painfully, the truth revealed itself. It wasn't one woman, it was many. Some from his past, some recent, some emotional, some physical, some he barely remembered. Every discovery felt like a small death. When I finally confronted him, he didn't deny it. He cried. He said he was sorry, that he didn't know why he did it, that it didn't mean anything, that he was the only one he loved. I wanted to believe him, so I did. We talked late into the night. He promised therapy, promised honesty, promised he would never hurt me like that again. And for a while, it seemed like things changed. He was present, attentive, loving in a way that reminded me of the man I married. He planned dates, left notes, held my hand again. But something inside me had shifted. I smiled, but I was always listening. I laughed, but I was always watching. Trust doesn't disappear loudly. It fades quietly until you realize you no longer feel safe. The cheating didn't stop. It just got better at hiding. Each time I caught him, the apologies became shorter, the explanations thinner, the guilt less convincing. And slowly, without realizing it, I started shrinking myself to keep the peace. I stopped asking questions, stopped expressing pain, stopped expecting honesty. Because every time I spoke up, I was told I was overreacting, that I was living in the past, that I should move on. But how do you move on when the betrayal never ends? The final moment came from someone else, a message request from a woman I didn't know. I didn't know he was married. When I found out, I couldn't stay silent. She sent screenshots, conversations, dates, words he'd never said to me. I read them slowly, carefully, and for the first time since this started, I didn't cry. I felt calm, clear. When I confronted him this time, I didn't yell, I didn't beg, I didn't ask why. I asked one simple question. "Was there ever a time you chose me when I wasn't in the room?" He opened his mouth, then closed it, and in that silence, I finally understood. This wasn't about temptation. It wasn't about weakness. It was about a man who wanted the comfort of marriage and the excitement of freedom without paying the cost of either. Leaving wasn't dramatic. I packed my things quietly, folded my clothes with shaking hands, looked around the home I thought I'd grow old in. He stood in the doorway, watching, finally afraid. He asked me not to go. I didn't answer, because sometimes the loudest response is silence. Walking away hurt more than staying ever did, but staying would have cost me myself. I learned something I wish I'd known sooner. Love should never require you to tolerate disrespect. Loyalty is not proven by tears or apologies, and someone who keeps cheating is not confused. They are comfortable knowing you'll stay. I chose myself, and that choice saved my life.